Hi guys, welcome back to Fairies Tutorials. In this session, we're looking at CSEC Food, Nutrition and Health Past Exam Question for the exam year 2023. We're looking at question 1 for paper 2. The question reads, define the following terms: diet, health, 4 marks. State 2 nutrition-related health problems which are common in the Caribbean, 2 marks. Explain 2 negative impacts that nutrition-related health problems may have on the Caribbean, 4 marks. Explain 1 way in which each of the following factors can threaten the food security of children, and the 2 factors are socioeconomic status and infectious diseases. Now, all of this question 1 is worth 16 marks, and as you can see bolded, how the marks are allotted. Now, let us look at some ideal responses. Now, looking at the definitions for the first part to this question, diet. The term diet refers to the food eaten on a daily basis. There are different types of diets, such as special diets, which include low-fat diets, low-salt diets, and so on. Now, as it relates to our next term, health, health refers to the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. And this definition was coined by who in 1948? So 2 marks are allotted each for each definition, and in total 4 marks for that part. Now let us look at part B. State 2 nutrition-related health problems which are common in the Caribbean, 2 marks. Now, nutrition-related health problems refers to the negative conditions or issues that may result due to unhealthy eating habits or patterns. Now, from time to time, you may see the phrases or the words diet-related health problems or even lifestyle diseases, right? So what you're seeing here on your right, guys, is actually an extensive list of some of the nutrition-related health problems, or we can say diet-related health problems. They are overweight and obesity, iron deficiency anemia, diabetes mellitus, hypertension, dental caries, eating disorders, heart diseases, and stroke. Now, if you're answering this question, it is best not just to list, but to state as the question says, right? So, for example, if you're doing overweight and obesity, you may say, overweight and obesity may be defined as a condition in which excess body fat has accumulated to the extent that it has a negative effect on health, leading to reduced life expectancy, right? And also other increased health problems. So this is just an idea of how you're to state if in the event you get a question like this. So that would be 1. You don't have to write everything in its entirety, but just don't list overweight and obesity and leave it there, because the verb says that you're supposed to state. Good. Now, another nutrition-related health problem which you could state is diabetes mellitus. It is a chronic disease caused by inherited and or acquired deficiency in production of insulin by the pancreas or by the ineffectiveness of the insulin produced. You can also choose anemia from the list. Anemia occurs when there is inadequate amount of red blood cells in your body. Iron deficiency anemia is the most common type of anemia. It occurs when your body doesn't have enough of the mineral iron. Now, as I said, you don't have to write word for word in entirety, but if you get a question like this, you state the 2 nutritional problems and your understanding of these nutritional problems for you to get your full marks. All right. Next question. Explain 2 negative impacts that nutrition-related health problems may have on the Caribbean. Just look at all of these factors. So the first one that we have here is disposable income spent on health. Now, individuals suffering from one non-communicable disease are at risk of developing others, particularly as they age, increasing the cost of personal care. For example, people with diabetes may have high blood pressure and at risk for stroke is high. People with NCDs are unable to secure savings and invest for their future as well. Also, some family members, maybe someone who may be suffering from a stroke, and because they have to take care of them, they themselves aren't able to work, and that of course will impact human resource capacity. Our next negative impact that we're going to look at is government expenditure on health bills. The impact of NCDs on a national budget includes the cost of benefits paid to those who are sick from national insurance schemes, or even the cost of employment benefits. So for example, in Jamaica, the national insurance schemes such as the National Health Fund, right, NHF, government have to spend more money to put on these cards to subsidize or to help the citizens out to pay for medication and stuff like that, right? So it is very important that they try to educate so that they can mitigate or even to prevent, right, persons from having lifestyle diseases, so they won't have to put so much money or pump so much money in health care or insurance schemes, right? Now also, they may experience indirect costs of human resource capacity because employment rates and absenteeism, which affects a country's ability to maintain a strong global economic position. Direct costs include medical and non-medical expenditure incurred by the government for treatment of a disease, including inpatient and also outpatient services, right? So the question only asks you to explain 2 negative impacts. We have looked at 3, which are disposable income spent on health, human resource capacity, and also government expenditure on health bills. Now let's move on to the final part of this question. Explain one way in which each of the following factors can threaten the food security of children. Socioeconomic status, 3 marks, and infectious diseases, 3 marks. Now, let's start with socioeconomic status. High price of food makes life difficult for many low-income consumers. Hence, a lack of purchasing power deprives a person from access to food, even though food is available. So children who are from backgrounds with low socioeconomic status, then it's a little difficult for them to afford nutritious food, and as such they are not able to access it. All right, now whenever you're explaining these points, make sure that you have at least 3 points to support your point each. Another way you could also look at it, so infectious diseases, so malnutrition and infectious diseases are linked. Poor nutrition leaves children underweight, weakened, and vulnerable to infections. Now, diarrhea, intestinal worms, measles, malaria are some causes of malnutrition. Now, infections can cause malnutrition through its effect on intake, absorption, and utilization of nutrients, and in some cases the body's requirement for them, right? So because these children may suffer from infectious diseases, it may cause their body or their digestion system not to work well, and therefore the absorption and the utilization of nutrients are inadequate. As a result, these children now become vulnerable. Okay guys, and that is it for question 1 of the past paper question, exam year 2023. Good luck! You're awesome. You made it to the end of the session. Please remember to like, subscribe, and also share with persons who you know would find this information useful. Thank you for making it Fairy's tutorial.